Starting here with Jeff Metcalf for the Arizona Public, followed by Danny Thompson.
I'm not sure if LA is going to get anybody back, but I know they don't have Tay Cooper. But this seems like a classic case of what you were talking about the other day, where you've got to respect your opponent and not get sucked into thinking, oh, well, they don't have Ogwumike's, they don't have some other people, and we can just roll over them.
Yeah, that's so true, Jeff. I mean, they beat Chicago 3 times without their Ogwumike sisters too. So, I mean, this is how this league is. I mean, but, for us, we need to make sure that we're focused on what we need to do. I mean, obviously, we need to always respect the opponent. That's a key thing. But, there's areas we know what we need to get better in. And then, just bringing the energy, having really great starts, just making sure we're moving the ball. So, I mean, that's what we focused on today. But, yeah, we cannot underestimate anyone in this league, and especially, this is an opportunity. When someone goes out, it's another opportunity for someone else, their time to shine. So that's when those teams are always dangerous.
Also, I wanted to ask you about Brittany's rebounding, because consistently she's rebounding as well as she ever has. Is there anything she's doing different rebounding wise that's allowing that maybe she hasn't done in the past?
No, I just think it's just her desire to go get rebounds. I mean, I think that's all it is. She realizes that's an area that she can certainly help. So I'm, really, really, proud that that's a focus for her this year. And she's never averaged double rebounds. So, that's great. And like I said, we need that. We need others. We need to make sure we out rebound our opponent every single game. So it's not just BG. We got to, some games were good and other games were not so good. But yeah, BG's been really great. And I think, that's what she's capable of. We've always asked her to do that. And obviously she's having great success this year.
Next up, we have Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion, followed by Alex Simon.
Coach Danny Thompson with 3-point conversion. Great to see you as always. The last 3 games have been 3 different losses. You lost 3 totally different ways. How did looking at the film over the last 3 days prepare you for this moment for tomorrow night's game? And what did you see that each of those things differently that you can bring into tomorrow night's game against LA?
Well, I mean, they were differently. Number one, obviously, we make shots. Maybe the result is a little bit different. We can't go, shoot at 18% and think that we're going to help. But, and when our shot's not falling, we have to make sure that, how we screen and then they're going under all the action so we can get more mid-range game and, just a little bit more movement. I think we just lacked a little bit of discipline at time. We're taking 2 quick shots because it was open. But you have to understand the feel of the game. We haven't scored for a while. We have to make sure we get a little bit more movement across the court, inside, outside, loosen up the defenses. And, we have to hang our hat a little bit more on defensively too. We got to get locked in because, when you're struggling to shoot it, the best way to get confidence is get out and run in transition. So we've had some good moments, but we've had really slow starts and lack of energy. And that's something, I mean, that should be an easy fix because that's, we have to have the right mindset to go out there and know that we have to win the game. We can't just go expecting to win any game.
And a quick follow-up to that, you mentioned the slow starts, especially shooting. How important is it for players like Kia and Megan and Shay to get to the free throw line early in the game because they need to, because of Skylar being able to be the only person, seems like most nights, to score from the perimeter outside of BG? How is it important for them to get to the line and get themselves going early?
Well, it gives you an opportunity to just get a feel for the rim. It's a free throw, being aggressive. But for us, it's more like, they're going under screens. We got to make sure that we're executing what we need to do. We got to moving it. But yeah, if we can get into the paint and draw some fouls, and we've done that, and Sky does a great job of it, obviously. But if the others can do that, they see the ball go through the hole. I mean, that's what it's all about in the end. But we still need to shoot better free throws, put it that way. And that has not been a strength of ours either this year. But, it's like, we're all trying to find our identities, and we've had good moments. We've had moments where we need to be better. And right now, it's on us. We got to make sure that we execute that the way we know that we're capable of it.
Next up, we have Alex Simon with the next, followed by Jeff Metcalf.
Hi, Sandy. Jeff asked you about Brittany's rebounding. I kind of have noticed in the numbers that Brittany and Brianna have been pretty consistent for you guys in terms of their rebounding, but there's a pretty big difference in terms of what everybody else has kind of been able to do, especially in your wins versus your losses. Is that something you kind of need to see the rest of the team maybe going after rebounds a little more aggressively?
Yeah, and that's what I was really talking about in that regard. So we need it's rebounding, defense, anything. This is a team sport. It requires 5 players being engaged and doing their job to have the most success. So we've been getting beat on a lot of obviously we got an offensive rebounds in key moments of the game, but we have to make sure we're locked in. We keep talking about you got to block somebody out, and you have to have that physical presence. We get lost a little bit, letting people cutting in front of us and getting those easy baskets. So, we're trying to highlight it. And like I said, I think, that sometimes they just need to relax a little bit, but, just attention to detail with everything. And I mean, shots going up, you got to hit somebody. And I think at times we go back to the habit, just looking at it and expecting BG or Breezy to go get it, but that's not always the case.
And then when you go into these 2 games against the Sparks, it feels like we shouldn't even count the third one because you got a whole week in between them and they got a few games. But especially in these 2 back-to-back against them, what have they shown defensively that has made them to be, so far at least, one of the better defensive teams in the league based off what you've seen from them?
They're athletic. You can put pressure on. You got Wheeler, you got Brittany Sykes. I mean, you got Mia Coffey's being physical. They're athletic. They're being physical. They're trying to take you out of your stuff, and that's why you just need to move it down. You don't want to just keep balls on the one side so that they can be that aggressor. But we just, I think, if we can move the ball and get inside outside attack, we can exploit them in that regard. But we still have to lock in on the other side. It can be a dangerous team if you let them get out and run in transition, or you let them, you got the shooters shooting threes or Wheeler getting into the rack. So we have to, it's a, we're in the storm right now. So we have to, find our way out of the storm. And that's just making sure every possession counts at both ends of the floor.
All right, final question comes from Jeff Metcalf.
You said you might consider making a change in the starting lineup. Is that something you're still thinking about, or do you think it's better to, kind of keep the course?
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I'm still thinking about it. It's more about just, not, solve the whole problem, but who can bring the most energy out there and help us, and haven't finalized anything. But we know once Steiner's back, she'll be straight back into the starting line as well too. But, we've got to try and build some momentum right now before she gets back. And we don't want to keep, putting ourselves in a really difficult positions, having to fight for that second half. So, I'll watch a little bit more film and we'll see. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for the time, Sandy.